The cost of nursing home care can be devastating. Nationwide, it averages about $109,000 a year. It's even higher here in New York, where it could climb to nearly $160,000. A cost most seniors cannot afford to pay privately. Well, in today's In the Legal Know, Vincent J. Russo is here with a look at how a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust can protect a person's assets while assessing Medicaid to pay for long-term care. Boy, Vincent, very important, and tell us more about this trust.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you're so right about the costs are staggering. And most people say, well, I'm not going to go in a nursing home. Home care is very expensive. The average is $60,000 a year. And if you're in an area like New York City area, it's much more. And so one isn't prepared as a senior in retirement to be able to pay these costs. They can lose their life savings. And this is where the Medicaid Asset Protection Trust comes in. It is a terrific vehicle which will allow an individual, a senior, to be able to protect their assets in the trust while going on Medicaid.
Okay, so how does it work?
Okay, so there are three primary benefits of the Medicaid Asset Protection Trust. First is it can create immediate eligibility for Medicaid home care. Now, I have to be a little careful as the lawyer here because the laws can vary state by state. But in New York, there's no penalties for creating this trust, and it can create immediate eligibility. Now, planning in advance, it also can create eligibility for Medicaid nursing home care, but there's a 5-year waiting period. So you do it, and then after 5 years, you have eligibility there. And then the key third benefit, it avoids a Medicaid estate recovery, which means when the senior passes away, if their home is in their name, Medicaid makes a claim against it and gets reimbursed for all the cost of Medicaid. And so that could wipe out the value of the house. Placing an asset, such as a house, in a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust avoids the recovery.
Yeah, a senior's home is most likely their biggest asset, and this is protecting that?
That's correct. So the way a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust works is that it's like a living trust. It's a trust agreement between you, the person setting it up, and the trustee, and you retitle the assets into the trust, and then the trustee manages it during your lifetime, and when you pass away, the assets pass according to your desires. You have to retitle the assets. So if you have a house, you have to change the deed and make the trust the owner of the property. It's a mistake that I see, and it breaks my heart over and over again. Seniors set up the trust, but they don't place the assets in the trust. And then you don't get the benefit of it.
Well, some people out there might be hearing Medicaid, meaning, well, I'm not on Medicaid, I'm on Medicare. I can't do this. Yeah. This is for anybody. This trust is for anybody.
That's correct. So a senior who wants to make sure that they can protect their assets, use those assets to live on for the rest of their life, they need to take steps to protect themselves because Medicare does not cover long-term care. It only covers medical care, hospitalizations, doctors, but not assistance with activities of daily living, eating, bathing, dressing, getting out of a bed or a chair. And that's where home care comes in, healthcare aides, or assisted living or nursing home, and that then Medicaid is the only government program that will allow coverage for you. But you have to be financially eligible. So planning in advance, place these assets into a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust is like the number one vehicle. You can buy long-term care insurance, but many seniors don't buy it or they're not insurable. And the cost of doing this trust against the cost of insurance, it is a no-brainer to me. Plan in advance and do that. Now, seniors are worried about the house.
Right.
You just said.
Well, when you say planning in advance, too, like how far in advance? Could I do this in my 60s?
Yes. So I think in your 60s and beyond, it doesn't stop you if you're older to do it. You can be in your 80s and do this. All right. But understand immediate eligibility for home care in New York, for example. 5-year waiting period for a nursing home. So you have to be doing it in advance. Now, residences are the key asset that's going into this type of trust. And I just want to touch on some of the benefits of the residence.
Okay.
When you put the residence, your home in the trust, you continue to have the exclusive right to live in your home. You get the right to use it, possess it, occupy it. No one can throw you out. You get the benefits of qualifying for real estate tax exemptions, like the STAR exemption in New York. And you get a step up in basis, which means when the house passes to the family, they can sell it and save capital gains taxes. And an added bonus, you avoid probate.
Okay.
And the cost of going to court when you pass away.
Other things, as people say, well, Medicaid eligibility, and you just sort of touched on it. We all think there's this 5-year, as you say, look-back rule for, asset transfers. How does this apply?
Yeah, so now it gets complicated.
Oh, okay, of course.
So the way I would break it up is in 2 parts. First, home care. There's no 5-year look back for home care. People are very confused and they think there is. And then they don't apply for Medicaid. So once you place your assets in this type of trust, you're eligible the next month.
Really?
Yes.
I think this is a real light bulb for a lot of people right now.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, the 5-year rule applies to nursing home care.
Okay.
Only nursing home care. So now, state by state, we got to be careful. There could be some variances in the rules. But in a nursing home setting, the government says we're going to look back 5 years, see if you gave assets away. And if you gave those assets away, we're going to penalize you in terms of Medicaid. And there are exceptions to the rules. There are lots of exceptions. So the idea would be place your assets in the trust, wait out the 5 years. Now it's protected, and you can qualify for nursing home care. So I would say in this world we're talking, the key is to see an experienced elder law attorney who can really understand your particular factual situation, your needs, your values, and then advise you what are the strategies that are available under the law to protect your assets.
And you always, have free help out there for anybody on your website, right? Just to, investigate it, research it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so on our website, vjrussolaw.com, you can download our guides.
Okay.
And we have a Medicaid planning guide at vjrussolaw.com/guides. And we're more than happy to share whatever information we can give to you to help protect yourself.
Wow. And very important information, Vincent. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We will see you very soon.